our next contestant, George Pepperell. Please welcome George. The Hunt, George Pepperell. Contest chair. Ladies and gentlemen, hey woo! You want to come for a hunt this weekend? My friend James was yelling at me from across the crowded gym. Hunt? 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 From out of nowhere, my primitive brain kicked in. George, go hunt, kill, maim, destroy. Bring home to woman. Woman give George something. And that is how I found myself traipsing downhill and up dale on my very first pig hunt. For the first 2 hours on my very first pig hunt, absolutely nothing happened. And I was so caught up in my own little Georgie world that I walked right into the back of my friend. Mate, what's going on? Why did we stop? Before James could answer, his dogs shot off into the forest. James galloped after them, and I tried my best to keep up. Leaping, jumping, and lolloping through the bush with all the grace of a hippo in a tutu. When my foot caught something and down I went, head over heels, landing. Ow. At the bottom of a small hill. I arose from my tumble, looking more like a scared meerkat than a mighty hunter, because I realised I was just a little bit lost. The only direction I knew I had come was down. Just as the terror started to really set in, I heard the most beautiful, wonderful sound I've ever heard in my life. Where are you? It was James, and he was close by. I was saved. I'm saved. It's your birthday. I'm not going to die in the forest. Yeah. I'm over here, James. I am not lost, and I am not asking anybody for directions. Oh, come on, bro. Hurry up. Running towards James's voice, I burst into a clearing to come face to face with the beast we had been hunting. 200 kgs, 300 kgs of prime New Zealand free range pork, eyes glowing red, blood dripping from its tusks. Was I afraid? Not I. And as quick as a flash, I dispatched said piggy with one evil stare and the power of the Force. Well, that's the story I'm going to tell my grandchildren. What actually happened, ladies and gentlemen, was when I stumbled into the clearing, James and his dogs had surrounded the poor little 20 kg pig, and it was all over Red Rover. So I thought. Upon seeing me, James calls out, "Bro, grab its back legs!" You want me to do what now? The pig! Grab its back legs! So, still being slightly dazed and confused, I comply. What I didn't realise was that James was training his young pig dog to latch on. So there I was, a little befuddled, in the middle of nowhere, hanging on to a battle pig for dear life. while on the other end, the dog had latched onto the ear. And the poor pig was stuck in the middle. This went on for hours and hours and hours, or about 3 minutes, in pig tug of war time, when James decided that his dog had had enough, pulled out his knife, stuck it, and gutted it there and there. Done. Standing over the carcass, again he calls me over. And again, like a fool, I can look. Leaning in for a closer look, he sticks his hand in the pig, pulls it out, slaps me on the head. This is called blooding, and it's a tradition at your first kill. And being that I have less hair then than I do now, the blood started to run in my eyes, down the back of my neck, into my mouth. But did I care? Not I, because now I was a mighty hunter. And the prize for becoming a mighty hunter was to carry the pig out of the forest. And to this day, I do not know how James got us out. But obviously he did. And I found myself walking into my front door before lunch that very same day. Now, I'm not too sure if it was the adrenaline still pumping through my veins, or the blood speared over me, or the body part in the bag by my foot. But the minute I saw my wife, that primitive brain, kicked in again. Woman, look what George got for you. George now, mighty hunter. You come now, you give George some sugar. Needless to say, with the amount of sugar I got that night, and the night I spent on the couch, the next time my primitive brain kicks in, I'll leave my hunting and gathering to the wilds of the local New World.